One of the things that I find when people are ready to jumpstart, whether it's their health, we know the things that we shouldn't be doing, the things we need to stop doing, but we don't necessarily think of things that we need to do in place of those. So let me give you an illustration that will definitely help you out. If you've got a tub full of water, you can go ahead pull the plug. But if you continue to run water, you're never going to get rid of the other water. The tub may go up and down a little bit, but it's still going to stay full because as water is going down, you're continuing to add more water. And too often, that's what we're doing. Again, whether it's our finances or it's our health, we're continuing to do those things that we know we shouldn't. And then we start adding in new habits, new things that we should do. And then we don't see the progress. We think, oh, that didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. I'm just going to give up. I'm going to resign myself to the fact that I'll always be 50 pounds overweight. I'm resigning myself that I'll never have a good night's sleep. I'm resigning myself to the fact that I'll always be tired and lack energy. I'm resigning myself to the fact that this is just the way it's always going to be. But let me tell you right now, it doesn't have to be. What we need to do is begin to think in terms of what are the things I need to stop doing? And then also, what are the things I need to start doing? They go hand in hand. And too often we're doing all of one or the other. So let's make it really practical. So, for example, you know that there are things that you're doing as far as your diet that you know you shouldn't be doing. So let's tackle those. I don't want to tell you or try to convince you to stop doing something that you're not convinced you should. Let's face it, it won't work. On the other hand, there are probably things that come to mind as I'm talking that you know you need to stop. So think of the last visit to the grocery store, and your basket is filled with frozen pizzas, chips, and cookies, and donuts, and bagels, and all of these foods. And deep down, you know, I really shouldn't be eating all of those things. So, what is a better alternative? First of all, there are lots of snacks and desserts and things that you can do at home that don't have to be hard. Whether it's making popcorn and buying organic seeds, and then I like to use avocado oil. I make chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin every week. I use gluten-free oats or grind the flour, and it's easy. I make black bean brownies sometimes. There are tons of healthy recipes that are very easy. So, again, think of the things you need to stop and then begin to look for things that you can start. What about movement? We all know that we should exercise. And it doesn't have to look like belonging to a gym, doing jumping jacks, but simple things like being active. If you have that extra 10, 15 minutes at work on your break, go outside, get some fresh air, and maybe do one lap, maybe even indoors. After dinner is the perfect time. Helps you to digest that food better. But get up, clean the kitchen, sweep, maybe make your lunch for the next day, and then maybe go into the bedroom, pull out the clothes you're going to be wearing the next day. Make sure all of your things that you need for going to work are by the back door so that you're not in the morning scurrying around trying to find a backpack and keys and your purse. So the more that we can plan, it's better in so many ways. Okay, sleep. Sleep is a big one also for a lot of people. I struggled with sleep for years. So, what are some of the don'ts? What are some of the things you need to stop doing? Well, most people are in front of their TV right up until minutes before they go to bed. To stop, turn it off, put away the devices, and do something unique. Grab a good old fashioned book, talk to your family. Maybe that would be the perfect time to take the shower, to take that relaxing bath. That's what I like to do. Think of the things that you need to stop, and then think of positive things that would be beneficial that aren't that hard to do. Now, what I recommend is two or three things. So consider doing one from each category. Think of the food that you need to stop doing and what would be a better alternative. As far as movement, are you spending a lot of time sitting? Maybe you sit most of the day at work or at home, so it's that much more important that you are active later in the day. So think of something that you can incorporate. But maybe you realize you're not really taking as good of care for your body. So let's try implementing some things. Maybe there's a relationship that's really stressful, and you tend to get on a phone call late in the day and it gets you wound up. What's something better that you can do? How can you prepare? How can you go into the conversation so that it doesn't spiral out of control? And then let me know those areas where you're struggling. Don't try to do everything. I mean, we could easily think of 10, 15, 20 things, but what are two or three that you can start and you can be consistent? And don't make them overly difficult. So, again, if you need some ideas, please reach out to me. Don't underestimate, don't give up on making those strides towards really being who you were meant to be. Too often we've tried a lot of things and we think it's hopeless. It is not. That's the other thing. You got to change how you think. So, for more tips on living the life that God intended for you, living well and being a blessing to everyone around you, reach out to me at Coach Maggie and make sure you're following me and subscribing on YouTube and all my different channels. So, as always, take care and, of course, God bless.